Hi, my name is Noel, and this is my final project for COMP232. My game concept is a wilderness photographer, and the basic plot is a photographer treks around the Canadian wilderness getting points for photographing animals while trying not to get attacked by bears, cougars, or wolves. This is my main character, the model sheet, and what I was going for here was a happy character reflected in the soft curves, and also a tense, physically capable character, someone who is capable of trekking through the Canadian wilderness. So he's he's in good shape, he has large shoulders, so he's strong, he has he's just physically capable of trekking through the Canadian wilderness, taking photographs. The sub-characters are the animals, so a fox, and again I was going for soft curves to create the happy feeling, a caribou, an albino moose, and also I would include just regular moose, but the albino would, capturing him on camera would enable the photographer to get more points because the albinos are rare. A rabbit, squirrels, and the opposing concepts are also within the sub-characters, and they are the cougar, which prey on other animals, a bear, and wolves. The environment mainly consists of mountains, forest, and water or lakes. And this is an overview shot of the environment, showing a lake, a forest, and mountains. And I kind of struggled doing this illustration. I had trouble figuring out how much detail to put into the illustration without making it, without spending like six hours doing it, I guess. So here's an environment shot of the mountains and an environment shot of a forest, and my gameplay map showing the mountains, the forest, and the water or the lake. And game graphics analysis. And so the quote, the shapes that you choose for your environment design have a huge influence on whether it feels welcoming, threatening, or neutral, by Solarsky. So the welcoming, as I mentioned before, is the soft curves of the figure are welcoming. He doesn't look threatening, he doesn't look angry, he doesn't look evil. And the animals too have the soft curves, making them look welcoming. The threatening, the powerful opposing concept of the cougar and the bear and the wolf add to the threatening aspect of the game. And also, like, the mountains have the triangular shapes. Now they're not perfect triangles, but they still have somewhat of a triangular shape. They might have been more threatening if the shape was completely triangular, but I kind of wanted to keep a more natural feel to it, and I think it's hard to find perfect triangles in nature, straight lines and points and everything. So that's why I included a rounded nose on the top of the mountains. So the game review, I compared my game to a game called The Cursed Forest, because my game would be played in a forest or a woodland, and the idea behind the cursed forest is immerse yourself in the obscure and mysterious autumnal forest where every wrong step could be your last. As you travel, uncover the dark story behind this place where beauty and danger have become as one. So yeah, like it's quite threatening, as there's a lot of darkness in the game, and we probably naturally feel more threatened at night because we can't see what's going on. And also threatening is the morbid characters that they include, and threatening is the haunting silhouettes that are included, and like a real contrast in values, especially with this illustration or this frame. But what's welcoming about this game is the natural beauty that you see, and you can see it in a number of places in this game, the natural beauty, which is really nice. So to compare and contrast the similarities are a dense forest environment and natural shapes and colors, and the contrast is a lot of my games, a lot of my illustrations are quite light, and a lot of the illustrations of the frames within the cursed forest are dark. Also, in my game, I have unthreatening characters, and they have morbid characters within their game which are threatening. So, question part 2, question 3. How did I use gravity within my game? Well, the character is carrying something on his back, so you can see the opposing curves of his legs resisting the gravity. And the weight and solidarity, I illustrated that through the large muscular animals and the tense pose of the main character. And question part 2, question 4, explaining your game in the following 5 elements: the lines, shapes, volumes, value, and color. I used mainly curved lines and shapes. The volumes kind of there were varying degrees of how the volumes were arranged. In the forest part of my game, there's very little negative space, which creates an enclosed feeling. But with some of the frames, there'd be more negative space, creating an open feeling. And the value, you can see in this frame a dark versus light contrast, and softened tones in this frame. And the colors that I mainly used were true to life. They were not accentuated in any way, or accentuated. No accentuation. So part 2, question 5, what media and tools did I use? I used traditional media, and the positives for that were the traditional media is more familiar to me, and it's easier to show the expression with pencil strokes. And the negative is that it's messy and there's less color choices. And so I also used Photoshop in a Wacom tablet. And the positive is that it's a lot cleaner than traditional media. So I'd use some pastels to do some of the work, and it's very messy. And there's more color choice than traditional media. So what I really liked was you can shade things really easily and show the the value scale a lot easier than trying to do it with traditional media. And of course, the positive that it's easy to fix mistakes, well, that's really, really great, because it's a lot easier. And the negatives were I found it really difficult to use the tablet at first, and kind of got used to it as I went on. And also it was expensive for me to buy the tablet and get Photoshop and everything like that. And that's it. Thanks a lot.